We're going to help.
What? Don't leave me. What am I supposed to do?
Why don't you do your Reservoir Dog essay?
Oh yeah.
Reservoir Dogs is an action suspense movie released in 1992, written and directed by Quentin Tarantino. It follows a group of thieves, their failed jewel heist, and an undercover cop who has infiltrated them.
But the story is not told in a linear style, and it has a more formalistic style.
The movie mostly follows Mr. Orange, Mr. White, Mr. Pink, and Mr. Blonde, and Eddie and Joe, who are also the leaders of the operation.
The movie realistically can split up into two acts.
This first act acts as a way to build tension and paranoia inside the viewer and the character's head. As Quentin Tarantino says.
So like they're in this warehouse for an hour, so are you. Every minute for them is a minute for you. Every little bit of their anxieties. Cinema doesn't intrude and make things easier or smooth things along or move things along. You're stuck there with these guys in this claustrophobic, anxiety-ridden, pressured, very deadly situation with these guys for every second.
At this point in the story, each character is riled up and they argue quite often with each other, which helps produce tension since we never know when one may betray the others. This is a perfect example of why the story was told out of order. This formalistic style allows for two types of tension. First, we will feel tension from the characters not knowing who the rat is, and second, wondering if Mr. Orange will survive the later act of the film. If it was filmed chronologically, we would only feel the first type of tension produced by the story, since we would know that Mr. Orange was the cop all along. The second act starts when Mr. Blonde... The shocking twist, again, is to perk up the audience's interest. The second act also contains context for Mr. Orange's character, as he is the main lead for the second half. The story makes you empathize with him by showing how hard he worked to infiltrate the crew. It also shows a somewhat father-son relationship and bond with Mr. White.
Mr. Orange's character portrays a very important part to the film: flashbacks.
Tarantino hides a lot of information from the viewer, so the flashbacks give context to relationships and character decisions. For example, to us, Mr. White does not seem that bad. He is likable and is trying his hardest to save Mr. Orange's life. He seems to be an honorable thief. The flashback shows us that he doesn't respect human life all that much.
One of the most important pieces of information that Tarantino leaves until later is the context to Mr. Orange's shooting.
When we first hear about his injury, we only know he was shot by a woman who had a baby. But then we find out that he also killed her in a confrontation. This gives a stronger emphasis to his words from the beginning and shows how far he has gone to maintain his cover.
I can't believe she killed me! Who the fuck thought that?
Hey, just cancel that shit right now. You're hurt. You're hurt real fucking bad.
The final standoff has so much emotion in it, since we have seen the characters' relationships throughout the film. We can also see how important Orange is to White, since we have prior knowledge that Joe and White are close, but even with that close friendship, he still chooses to fight for Orange. So when emotions are at a high note, it all comes crashing down. The film finally leaves us with the final betrayal, which hits us even harder since we are given the context behind it.
Ultimately, Quentin Tarantino's non-linear story, Reservoir Dogs, keeps us on the edge of our seats for answers and slowly reveals them throughout the plot. And it uses to maximize the twist and to give context to the characters.
This video is way too long.